Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad BJMP and my matric number is 271583. Today, I would like to talk about this industry background. The industry we will choose is transportation industry. The transportation industry are a group of companies that provide utility as well as transport facility for the movement of people or goods, whether by land, air or sea road. The transportation industry has been categorized into a variety of sectors, including air freight and logistics, airline, marine, road and rail, and transportation infrastructure. The sub-industry of air freight and logistics, airline, marine, railroad, trucking, airport service, highway, and railtra and marine port and service are further broken down into this industry. The main player in this transportation industry are the railway track. This is because in US has the largest railway network, approximately 240,000 km, but in other countries with vast railway lines are Russia 154,000 km and Canada 72,961 km. Secondly is the airline network such as British Airways, Southwest Airlines and Emirates. This transportation industry contribute to economic growth, though adding the distribution of goods and service and production. In addition, the industry help to spread ideas and information and knowledge by facilitating the movement of professionals. The first challenges faced by transportation industry is supply chain integration. Trade has been globalized. Currently, products are being purchased and exported to and from various individuals across the world. This has made it important for universal exchange flow and geopolitics to be supervised to consider the effect of demand and supply. However, incorporation of the supply chain is not just about adhering to current trade policy. Company needs to merge into the supply chain and all key stages to eliminate data silos. One of the most important problems facing the transport sector is the need to improve stability when it comes to transportation. But the current transport administration will allow business to handle or assist some of the challenging integration in the supply chain. Secondly is altering customer expectation. Company standards are evolving all over the world because of technology. This is a matter of fact. Moreover, when clients become information enabled, they want their transport provider to keep them completely updated throughout the whole process. In the same way, because of the tremendous volume of open data, clients want to explore a company that's trying with their specific standard. This means that the era of catch-all option is quietly diminishing. It is being replaced by more popular creative supply chain with knowledge travel specialists taught to change to give consumer the highest outstanding value possible. They suggest that they would have to greater consider the effect of technical development in the transport process so that consumer can see what happened at its step. Thirdly is evolving digital requirement. Several travel firms are also grappling in their commitment to information management service. The key challenge, however, with the evolving digital requirement is comprehensive. They leap to the next digital bandwagon before they overcome the conventional tribulation. Transport practitioners need to move efficiently with his knowledge in their hand. They need to be tuned up for the right speed. Failure to do that, they are going to have to confront two separate ways of doing business that collide with each other. Furthermore, is digital transformation. Digital transformation means reshaping policy and corporate model to be completely competitive in the digital age. This encompasses both big and small corporations. However, one thing is certain: fail to transform transportation process is in the line with the digital revolution will result in less sales and profitability due to a less of market opportunity. But aside from introducing a new generation of policy, the digital transition often includes transform the mentality of doing business. Digital transformation goes beyond just downloading app and applying GPS monitoring system powered by Internet of Things to your properties. Much is need, not just how information can interrupt your company. Lastly is proactive cybersecurity. When companies migrate into the modern world, many cyber criminals are still improving and achieving new targets of all size and shape. Transportation firms have been hacked several times, not once. Yet much of the cyber attack that have taken place come from the inside. They are triggered by staff having internal transport vulnerabilities. The flaw are the triggered by staff who do not agree with the cyber protocol. Transport business have been dealing with this danger for a long time until a permanent solution is introduced to resolve the issue. The transport industry will continue to address cyber security concern in the coming year. The transport business seek to increase the awareness of the supply chain as, as a way of improving integrity and product protection. However, this cannot be done without attempt to overcome the problem facing the industry. The challenges have expensive consequences for the industry. A lot will have to be done to keep customer intact and trust the process.
Production and inventory strategy. The success of a supply chain business often relies on the effectiveness of its inventory strategy. Without a powerful plan in place, company may run shortages or find yourself in surplus inventory there to extend efficiencies and meet customer demand. These businesses should educate themselves on which of the various models of inventory strategies available best meets their needs. There are four factors that play important role in production and inventory strategy. First of all is conventional manufacturing strategy. In traditional or conventional system, the mechanical system works perpetually. When one department or area complete its works, it delivers the output to the following station, no matter that station's current situation. Just in time. A just-in-time inventory strategy addresses the inconsistency of the standard model. Thirdly, material requirement planning. Material requirement planning employs computer software application to manage inventory. While costly to implement, MRP system help manager plan for capacity needs and allocate production times. Lastly, economic order quantity. The economic order quantity model assumes the customer demand is constant, which inventory will deplete at the state set rate while until it reaches zero. Collaboration program. Collaborative logistics is allowed to achieve when two or more organizations enter into partnership for aiming of optimization of operation associated with logistics by sharing of kit vehicles information or carriers to cut back the price and overcome situations when the carrier that transports their shipment is sort of empty or less than usual capacity. It's also beneficial for controlling inventories and thereby eliminating stockouts. They are likely to impact customer service. There are three parts under inventory control dimension. First of all, inventory location. Inventory locations are the physical places where your inventory will exist. They will be on-site locations like headquarters and warehouses, or they may off-site location like your contract manufacturer or finished good distribution. Secondly, its sourcing policy. The sourcing policy may be a method for looking for a viable stock, thereby ensuring the simplest possible delivery for your customer. You determine warehouse edges and sourcing policy and connect the applicable sourcing policy to every customer. Thirdly, its inventory ownership. When the ownership of an item changes, payment is due and invoicing is initiated. In traditional non-VMI business scenarios, the ownership of an item changes from the supplier to the customer after the customer has received the item from the supplier. The customer must purchase the item on receipt of the product.
Demand visibility is the dimension concern the type of demand information that is made available to the supplier in order to able to control the customer's inventory as and also how far the information stretches in time. The role of demand visibility in transportation industry is the ability of parts or components that can be detected until its final destination from the manufacturing section. This is also can improve and strengthen the weakness in the tracking of the final destination of the parts and also components. Few years ago, a simple method such as track and trace method has been used to gain the supply chain insight. As now the demand has increased, so if the old method used the tracking for all parts or components won't be accurate according to the business strategy. This demand visibility helps many main players in the transport industry because the method shows the accurate visibility of the product of a component or parts. In addition, brokers or 3PL industry also believe that this method is more useful compared to track and trace method. This process of access to information is divided into communication, processing, distributing, and management decision. In transportation industry, communication is the most important skill because this communication helps the supplier to communicate with the buyer regarding the stock to be sold to the customers. In addition, in logistic industry, the common method that is used is interlogistic system that plays an important role that exchange data between companies and also their agency and office. The main purpose of the system has been introduced is to avoid complex conflict that might face in transportation industry. In addition, due to a lot of type of transportation has been introduced in the world, the company faces many problems in delivering their products to their customers. For an example, product that will be transported from overseas having misunderstanding whether to use a transport system using sea shipping or air shipping. So, by having this interlogistic system, the conflict of this problem has been reduced and they have successfully delivered all the product on time. Secondly, by using this interlogistic system, also form a standard control scheme deliver process in this transportation industry. IT configuration is a system where the supplier can manage the inventory. The process of IT configuration is where the customers send information to the supplier about their freight goods and has to maintain their inventory control. This IT configuration also provides visibility life cycle of the system and also control its system to make sure it is projected well. Moreover, IT configuration also needs many documentation identification before making a particular delivery. Additionally, the process of configuration identification is a process of documentation and labeling the item in the system. In identification, process involves recording the identifier, maintenance history, relevant documents and also other information that will simplify the change process in the future. Other than that, change in control that assess the consequence of the possibility in the change of system, determining the fate of proposed change and ensuring the change that carried through a proper documentation. Replacement monitoring and ordering is the dimension that how often the supplier monitors and inspects the consumer's inventory level and the customer's future demand in order to place a replacement order or production order in their own system. Firstly, the common problem that faced by land transportation during the delivery is the delivery goods is delayed by the monitor that doesn't aware of it. This problem is quite common in logistic company because in reality, transportation industry has their own disadvantages during traveling, such as weather problems, stuck in traffic, or other relevant problem makes this transportation period to be delayed. Secondly, the problem faced by the logistic and transportation industry is loading and unloading the individual's goods in a wrong transportation, and this issue has been not aware by the monitor. This process will be noticed by the driver when unloading the goods for the trucks or containers. Furthermore, this process of planned execution is often monitored on the level of loading the goods, which also resulting the individual's pallet will be not missed out. So the solution for this problem is introducing of IoT, which means internetworking paradigm based on the identifying, sensing, networking and computing process that enables technology the stack of seamless connectivity between the physical and virtual. This system helps in logistic transportation by allow the client's logistics and the transporters to know the location of the goods and also monitor the transport condition such as temperature, humidity and vibration. In this IoT application that has been already successfully implemented for smart traffic system, fleet trafficking solution, control of logistics chain, collision avoidance system in cars help in monitoring of goods easily. The function of control limits are the dimension on how supplier controls their inventory at the customer's premise. The purpose of these control limits is to maintain the inventory from minimum or maximum. Usually in control limits there are a lot of formulas in the inventory control system such as the X bar chart, R range chart and others. This control chart is a graph used to study how the process changes over time. Firstly, the purpose of control limit chart has been introduced is to measure the performance, correction, action and also discuss some information that available in logistics. This measurement performance is to ensure and monitor the achievement managerial objectives. Moreover, to measure the performance of logistic and transportation industry is always measured using operational plan. Shipment is the process where the supplier decides the transportation mode. In a simple way, the supplier has the rights to decide the type of transportation to supply the freight goods. The type of transportation that available in our country is land transport, sea transport, air transport and rail transport. Firstly, the step in shipment decision making is based on the production planning. Production planning requires the quantity of productions, the size of production, weight of the production and other relevant factors that affect the production planning. These factors are important before transmitting the production from the production site because all freight goods need a suitable transports. Then the most important strategy is the shipment strategy is based on the warehousing, inventory and packaging. These three strategies are very important before transporting the inventories.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Hidayah binti Gimsu. My metric number 261342. In this video, I will present about the section 3 is about the conclusion and recommendation. Pro and cons of inventory management practice in transportation industry. The inventory management practice can help the transportation industry in many ways. This help in maintaining inventory to make sure in enough quantity and can supply at the required times. Not only that, it also make the entire functional of the industry organization going smooth and become more function. But the good or not effect we can get from the using this inventory management practice in this transport industry. Firstly, the benefit we can get from the using inventory management practice in this transport industry is about the cost saving. If a rate review under judgment, the inventory of any organization consists of maximum investment together with a labor workforce, so they are desired for keep up inventory within the immediately fitness way. The obligate people, just like the manager within the industry warehouse, should be more core in the inventory, like there's no handlety waste with the overstocking and must there's no lack. Not only that, for keeping inventory in the good way, the organization used inventory management software. This can help in reducing spending a lot. It can also help minimize the number of unhealthy division and good in store, and therefore keep the ideal stock on hand to satisfy the demand. Secondly, is about can more save time in operational. Any automated system save times compared to the manual ones. So therefore, processing also become faster. From the time saved, it can in turn be used to access other tasks. Using inventory management practice in this transport industry also improve efficiency and make more efficient. With assist from inventory management practice, this automated system can help improve the efficiency of the industry company. Not only that, the software also help lot of duty to conducted automatically of such as data collection, recursion, programming, calculation, and also the other. In warehouse organization can make resource optimization is another benefit from this practice. This management help the wholesaler, distributors, retailers, and the other in how to organize the warehouse very well. In this part of logistics and transport also can make easy track whether to ship the goods or service using this systematic software. So the company is easy to decide the location of where the transport should go from the point A to the point B. The red group can form products sold together or which demand is high. They can keep in the large quantity compared to the which the demand is low. Similarly, rate management may make the inventory and warehouse can arrange in this optimal way. Not only that, the advantage is about maintaining of update data because the successful apply of the inventory management system or software. The latest real-time data inventory labels can be successfully maintained easy to track. The advantage of the system in turn help in making the right decision because data easy and able to accessible through multiple tools such as computer and more. The disadvantage of inventory management practice such as are expensive. There are many is usable and more expect, but to provide this inventory management system is very high cost to install it. So even this feature create the whole business become more greater and efficiently, but all this need high cost. For the large industry, they may afford this, but for the small or medium-sized industry, is sometimes unavailable to maintain the system of software. For example, when lean management is carried out in this industry that has never been uses this system before, it is maybe the old system and production process necessary end up in their currently circumstance. This could lead high cost for company that are set up to increase spending, the bringing newly appliance or technology and more. Second disadvantage is more hassle. While the using of inventory management system in this transport industry make inventory handling quite simple, but learn how to handle it is very complicated. So especially a minimal practice season need to be followed. For make a successful runs this system. Success learn way to manage the system can be longer and the other. When successfully installed and training is complete, it can show and help lot into smooth operation in this transport industry. Like us, workers might be no keep welcoming to lean management practice. This because the progress of this will took a lot of patience and result overhaul in work process. The possible not miss something that more make employees comfortable with it. Lastly is future confident removal of business risk. Even though this management system helpful in controlling and eliminating much variety of risk, despite use after use the system, the business still can get other risks. After making a difference, we must get the system and apply it to organization because it's ultimately has lot advantage. Even have more disadvantages regarding with this, but there are more benefits turned out. Inventory problems have traditionally as in the performance of the management, low value of stock is kept on hand to reduce storage costs. This causes company to rely on supplier and look forward in make adjustment to ship good quickly and efficiently. If there are any description of the inventory process, they can derail and threaten the firm or company. In recommendation, firstly, lamp production is a systematic manufacturing way to utilize to eliminate to waste within the manufacturing system. It taking into account the waste produced from unethical workloads and reduce them for improve the value and decrease cost. This systematic of lamp production can be mean simply into minimal waste manufacturing. Lamp production is a center on a certain what activity or process add value by reducing other aspects such as reduce the production of particular type of the goods and use resources to produce more. This is adapted management philosophy from the Toyota Production System (TPS). For example, lamp production is a customer-centric lamp transportation. This could lead more value and advantage to the customer. Transportation strategy must be cannot induce how and when product is shipped. So on the opposite hand, must know and fully understand what the beyond customer expectation, and therefore the transport strategy later established for satisfy the anticipated with optimal inventory levels. So we must have the strategy or any tactic of inventory transportation that can support lean inventory strategy. Finally, can understand the structure of transportation costs in this industry. There are two different transport costs is from which are unit cost and productivity cost. The opportunity to reduce cost in transport cost is in productivity cost. This means it's more focused on unit cost or carrier rates will affect creating instability within transportation network only. Instead, focus on productivity costs such as the use of trailers, the amounts of miles run, and adherence to the core carrier routing guide. From this, we can reduce the cost required. Secondly, is about e-commerce. Impact on transportation is real. The trucking industry provide the critical linkage for the transport industry need of retailers from the first mile to the last mile and back again. The regional fragments of supply chains and distribution or fulfillment network as force retailer and their supply chain partner to looking forward to more motor carriers, but within the trucking transportation is best feature to supply the flexible and credible service needed by just in time inventory management system. The decentralized distribution or to satisfy network and trigger delivery windows. They are characteristic of business model that has got to need during this event industry and that have the largest impact on tracking operation that like the re-emergence of decentralized hub and spoke distribution and a greater emphasis on reliable deliveries throughout this network as a delivery window continues still shrink. So, the e-commerce many benefit impact on on transportation and logistics is escalating day by day. It is recommended for the firm or any sector in this industry to develop a policy framework to facilitate the implementation of best inventory management practice such as just-in-time JIT and MRP faster. To conclude is this inventory management bring more advantage in this transportation industry. From this, we can identify the main dimension of inventory management practice and elaborate the connection between this in this transport industry, competitive advantage, and impact to the organizational performance. From this, inventory management practice indicate the numerous positive impact to the all industry, especially this transport industry, and make more competitive advantage to how organizational perform in use of transport. So inventory management practice can make the industry more performance and efficient. Generally, from this we can see that the level of inventory management practice can increase if have the high competitive advantage and have the good organizational performing. If company can achieve this, so can allow firms to perform higher in this management practice because they have to and need to overcome its competitor continuously. Not only that, it also to maintain its competitive rank. Besides, can prepare strong capital to carry out variety scientific inventory management techniques. All industry must involve and use this inventory management practice in their company. That's all from Group 1. Thank you.